Alright, what's up, y'all? This is episode 1, the pilot episode of Diligence and Belligerence. And we're gonna talk anything and everything. Anything, I don't know. Anything. Alright, do you want to introduce yourself? Should we use aliases or?
Yeah.
What are you gonna go by?
I'm Jim.
Jim?
And this is my buddy
Joe.
Joe.
Jim and Joe? Nah. We could change them as we go along.
Yeah.
Alright, so topic of discussion. Let's start off with vapes versus cigarettes. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on both?
I think vapes are too convenient. How loud am I? I'm not.
No,
loud.
you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, vapes are too convenient. That's a bad thing, I feel. Cigarettes, you have to light it up, and you can't smoke it anywhere. Like with the vape, people can rip it in the lecture hall and
Very true. Very true. There's hella fiends now, nicotine fiends, because it's so much easier to rip a Juul, especially because of its form factor, whatever, compared to your cigarette. And cigarettes smell, man. They make your breath smell like shit. They taste like shit. It's a different type of heady, though, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I guess. Yeah, but there's also the thing, there's like recent news reports of people getting sent into hospitals for vaping, right? Or vaping related illnesses, right?
Yeah.
Versus cigarettes, you already know that it'll kill you in 70 years, but a vape, you never know, there's...
Yeah. I've only heard the vape thing. Dude, the reverb is killing me, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me try.
I've only heard the vape
like
thing through you, though.
The echo?
Yeah.
Because you can hear your own voice,
Yeah.
and that's something hard to eliminate right now. I don't know. I've
only heard the vape news through you, though. Have there been a lot of like articles and shit about like vapes?
Yeah, but the thing is that I feel like it's mostly because of fake THC cartridges. Those are what people I guess smoke as well. Another form of ingestion of marijuana. Sounding so formal here, but these fake carts have vitamin E in it to make it thicker, make it look like there's more, or to make it vaporize more easily, I think, and that's what's crystallizing these guys' lungs. And obviously, you have parents, and these teens, these guys, whoever, they don't want to admit to their parents that, I'm smoking weed instead of a vape. A vape is so much, you just tell your parents, I tried a vape, whatever, but I feel like there's more serious repercussions. That's why all these teens, or I don't want to say all these teens, but we're like pretty much same teens, category, right? Yeah. Those guys are obviously they want to hide the fact that they're vaping, right? Or smoking weed, but yeah, so yeah, man, that's interesting, I guess. Do you have anything else on your mind, or these pack of darts right here?
Oh, a really attractive thing about vapes is that pulling one out helps so much with the reverb. They have big fat smoke clouds that make it like so nice and satisfying.
Yeah,
also, like with the flavors and shit and all the little accessories and shit.
Oh yeah, dude.
Just adds to the experience, and people are just like buying the whole package, when they start vaping.
It's an interesting hobby to get into, I guess. Or well, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say hobby, but I remember when vape started off as these huge, what are they called? Boxes? No, they're called I forgot. It's like the box would have a battery, screen, and buttons to adjust temperature, and then you'd have a tank on top, and then you'd have your e-juice that you would put into the tank, and then you rip those vapes, the OG vapes, you know, like the big ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then they started getting smaller and smaller in form factor. I think when Juul first came out with their Juul, with the compact vape, I think it disrupted the vape industry in some sense, which is kind of interesting, I guess, right? And then just all these other vape companies decided to try their hand at compact vapes, and here we are.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I also think it's because people are bored as fuck. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Like, they gotta sleep, they gotta eat, they gotta shower,
They gotta vape.
they gotta work, and then they have so much time where they don't do shit. And there's so many, there's like a lack of good TV shows and like movies and shit.
Yeah.
Speaking from experience these days.
Yeah.
So they just resort to these like small vices that give them like a temporary high and like
that dopamine.
fill up their time, yeah.
Exactly, especially in places where it's more rural, not so much urban, right?
Yeah.
Because there's way less to do. I mean, over here, so many people smoke weed, right? For instance, and yeah, a lot of people are, I'd say, generally lazy. I mean, I'm not the hardest worker in the room, but certainly make an effort nowadays compared to, I'd say, most people, right? It's hard. It is hard to, but then that's the point. You gotta fucking get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Most people aren't on their purpose. Shout out AMS, right? Yeah. We gotta be. Got to be, bro. Got to be.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. That's why weed is also like a major hobby. So many people fucking get stoned every day.
Yeah. And I guess doing nothing's even more interesting when you're on weed. It's kind of bad when you think about it, because you just end up wasting so much time, which obviously isn't great. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about? You know what we should do? We should have a list of topics that we want to talk about, and an intro script to introduce the show, like an introduction, and an outro. I think we're really just freestyling this first attempt here, which is alright, but yeah, I don't know how to take our audio, throw it onto a video, and then put it onto YouTube. I think when it's up on there, our listeners, our audience will see that we figured it out. But until then, I guess we're just figuring this out as we go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird hearing our own voice.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of cool at the same time that we're doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim and Joe. Jesus.
Fuck. That was loud. It literally like
echoes. Yeah, dude. Everything gets picked up by the mic.
Alright, good.
Should we take the safety off that? Might as well, right?
How do we?
Just grab a fork and then pop it open.
I can smell the shepherd's pie.
11 minutes till it's done. What else has been going on in news lately? We've got, Trump's getting impeached. Don't really want to talk about that because I'm not really educated on the topic.
AI.
What about it? You know anything about it? The fact that our brain has 86 billion neurons, I think, something like that, and the fastest supercomputer only has a couple mil. And the fact that the computer is like from floor to ceiling height, your average floor to ceiling height is insane, considering our brains are so tiny compared to that, right? What, that same volume of like maybe 20, 30 brain, way more than that could fit into the same volume as that supercomputer, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. So yeah, that's pretty interesting stuff. You know, we've come a long way in learning about our world and ourselves, science, right? But we still have a ways to go, a long way to go.
Yeah. All those memes about the world ending in like 11 years or 11 months, like, it's weird. Scary at the same time, though.
Yeah, wait, what?
Yeah, have you seen that?
No.
Like, ever since this climate change thing has become big, like with Trump not giving a fuck, everybody's like, oh, the world's gonna end, and like, scientists predict, like, the AI model says that in like 3 years, blah blah blah, we won't be able to breathe, there'll be too many holes in the ozone layer, shit like that.
I'm pretty sure our ozone layer is healing. That's what I heard. Let's do some research right now. Oh, I just got cut off there. Alright, let's just do some research. Oh, just audio, there we go. The audio jack's a bit iffy, but I have another piece somewhere. I don't know where it is, but is the world ending soon? No, climate change will not end the world in 12 years. And this is by Scientific American blog. Somewhat trustworthy, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So. No, think about it though. Our Earth, global warming is a natural phenomenon. We are just accelerating it.
Yeah.
Think about how
fast.
Exactly. Think about how many years, billions or millions or billions of years that Earth has been around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're obviously probably the worst in terms of our carbon footprint in comparison to, you know, dinosaurs or cavemen. We're doing a number, but global warming is a natural phenomenon. You know, the world will freeze over, the ice age is gonna happen for, you know, a couple million years, you know. Then we'll be back to square one, baby. At least that's what I think is gonna happen. I might be mistaken, but yeah. Yeah. I think that's what's gonna happen. We're doing all right for our first podcast, I think, considering the fact that we don't have any topics to go off of. We had a couple topics the other day. Oh, that's my laundry. But I guess today, yeah, we just spur of the moment.
Yeah.
And kind of glad we're doing this because. Yeah, and we're gonna come up with proper aliases for next episode. I feel like that's something we should do. Yeah, Jim and Joe are not gonna cut it, man. We're not. Nah, we're not doing that. Let's be real here.
Jim and Joe.
Jack and Jill went up the hill. Okay, I'm trying to see how this. Oh, I'm gonna have to edit this audio track in iMovie. Actually, it'll be very simple. I just realized it's not gonna be difficult at all. That's cool. See if K and G. I kind of gave it away.
Yeah.
Actually, nah. No one's gonna know who we are. Maybe from our voices, through friends that might be listening. Yo, try not to do that just because it's gonna.
Alright.
Yeah. That scratching, it's gonna gonna take away from the sound, I feel like. But alright. Let's so what did we talk about? Vapes versus cigarettes, pretty much. I mean, there's very superficial thoughts, our thoughts on it. Global warming, climate change. These are gonna be good clickbait titles.
Yeah. But we're not saying shit about it, dude. We're actually dumb as fuck.
We're giving our opinions on it, and that's
Yeah,
what counts,
okay.
right? And I think that's what a podcast is supposed to be about. I mean, I don't think Joe Rogan, is he a very knowledgeable guy?
Yeah, but most of the time he just brings guys on that know their shit, and then they talk,
yeah,
and then
makes
that's
sense.
the podcast, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we're too...
And he just reacts, but out of both of us, nobody knows.
Yeah. But we could always give our educated guesses on the topic, right?
Yeah.
Just convey our ideas in a fashion that people might like. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But vaping versus cigarettes. Vaping will kill you in 70 days. Cigarettes, 70 years. Pick your poison. But I think a lot of these vape companies like Juul, Altria is a major stakeholder in Juul, right? Or shareholder, sorry. So I'm pretty sure in terms of quality inspection, quality check, what's the word for quality assurance, quality check, quality control, that they're going to make sure their pods aren't contaminated and or immediately harmful to their target market, which is of course nicotine addicted teenagers. So yeah, so I think that's that. Shall we wrap this up?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was a good first episode. Not the greatest podcast, but it's certainly gonna be something very soon. And if you actually stuck around to listen to the end, well, thank you. This is our podcast episode of Diligence and Belligerence. If you liked it, toss a like button up. If you didn't like it, well, you know what to do. Drop comments down in the comments section with constructive feedback, because that would help us a lot and see where we should and what we should do to improve. I mean, so obviously a lot of flaws, but you know, it is our first time doing this, so all right, well, Jim and Joe signing out.